What's up, you guys? It's your boy Miguel here to give you your daily dose of radiation. In today's video, we are covering how difficult was the actual X-ray tech program. To give you context, I'm a night shift X-ray tech, been doing it for about 4 years. And just to keep it honest with you, I was just an average student. I graduated from high school with a 2.5 GPA. I was not a Sheldon smart person, so I can relate to most average people. So to give you context, I graduated high school in 2015, finished with my degree from the program at 2021. So I know what you're saying. You're like, Miguel, that's a lot of years. Yes, it is compared to your normal associate's degree. But I took a different approach since I was not the smartest and I was not in a super rush to compete, because I quickly realized that it wasn't just to finish all the classes and just, skimming on through. You actually had to compete to get into the program, because everyone else compared to me and my family who's went through college, you just had to speed run through the classes and get C's, get degrees or whatever, and they didn't have to compete to an actual slot in the courses. On the other hand, I quickly realized that you did have to have the highest level of, grades, all A's if possible, to be able to compete in a highly competitive slot. So Miguel took it into his endeavor to only take a limited amount of classes. I think I took 3. Usually it's 4 is the recommended. You take 4 the first semester, 4 the next semester. I took 3 just to pace it out for myself, and it worked out for me perfectly during the summertime. Some people take breaks. I would just take those extra 2 courses, usually something easy that I needed during the summertime, and I would be still in track into getting into the program, which was the same thing if you took it all during the regular semester. It was just a little you just focus on one class. So I did that, and I think I was heading into the program with majority of all A's, and I had I think 1 B and 1 C. I think that's kind of what I ended up with. And I think medical terminology was my C, because I just struggled with that one really much. But that was just because of a memorization and spelling type of situation I always struggled with. So other people may do better, but that's what I went through. And the actual program itself, I would say none of the courses prior to the program will prepare you for it. If you're really smart, this does not apply to you, because I've had X-ray techs who are pretty smart, or even what we call the Sheldon people, and they made it seem like the X-ray program wasn't hard. It was just another task they had to complete. For all the other normal people, they told me the same story and same situation I was in. I could have slightly had it easier, but as you can see, I have 2 kids in the back, which somehow Miguel ended up having 2 kids in the program, which just threw on the multiplier of stuff was way more harder. So can it be done? Yes. Did I do it? Did I give up ungodly amount of sleep? Yes. I probably, now looking back, I gave up probably a total of 3 months worth of sleep throughout the whole program, hours wise. I think I did the math one day, and it was 3 months worth, which is a lot. Ungodly amount of energy drinks, caffeine. The program itself, it's structured into a way to be very just you're just learning stuff stacks, quizzes, exams, and between the commute of clinicals, depending on where you are, and then life itself, it does make it way harder. So keep that in mind. I think I had it the hardest out of anyone in my program, because I had 2 kids, had an infant and a 1-year-old throughout the program, so that did not help, and it made it very challenging. I gave up ungodly amount of sleep, and all the exam. It is doable, like if you take it one thing at a time. But the problem is everything stacks, and the teachers, some don't really think about the other courses that you're taking in the program, and it just makes it more stressful. Now, depending on where clinical sites are, some of them are more chilled and laid back and let you, study or look over your materials, and they'll be fine. Other ones don't want you to have anything, and you're just sitting there. And sometimes it slows down to the point where you're just sitting there like, I could be doing this or that, but here I am, just kind of almost feels like you're wasting time. If you're fortunate enough to not have to work through the program and someone else is paying for your school, that will help tremendously, because trust me, a part of the time I've had to work and study at the same time, and all the time you're working, wherever you're working, just to make money to pay for your classes, you feel like you're wasting time, and you could be focused studying and getting better. But you got to do what you have to do. So I wish you the best of luck. It is not an easy task for most of us normal people. It is the most hardest thing you'll probably do for the rest of your like one of the highest. And I don't even want to think about what a true medical school, like what the doctors go through, if what we do seems challenging. God forbid what the doctors do, because what they have to endure is way more than we do. Like the amount of education, the amount of it is way more. So for those who are watching, I am here to give you the knowledge you need to survive. I have various videos on every aspect you could probably think of. And if you follow me, I will educate you. I will never charge you for everything. I'm here to give back to the community, because I know that no one of the YouTubes posts some of the videos on the field of radiology, and I'm here to give back, because I always wished as a student someone would do this for me. And it may not be the exact knowledge you may need, because everywhere you work, all the hospitals, all the schools may be different, but it will just give you a baseline of education. So it's been your boy Miguel. We'll see you on the next one.